What if I told you that in just 3 days, you could transform the way you think, talk to yourself, and change the course of your life forever? Yeah, it's possible, but it's not going to happen by sitting around waiting for some miracle. It's about taking control now. You've been letting excuses run your life for too long, haven't you? You tell yourself you're not ready, you're not good enough, or the timing's off. Well, let me break it to you. It's all bullshit. In the next 3 days, I'm going to show you how to speak to yourself in a way that propels you into greatness. This isn't some feel-good fluff. This is a game changer. Every single time you hear that voice in your head telling you that you can't do something, that it's too hard, or that you're not good enough, you need to shut it down immediately. You've been conditioned to accept self-doubt, and that stops now. You've allowed that voice of insecurity to dictate too much of your life. For too long, you've been letting those weak, limiting thoughts determine your success. And you know where that's gotten you? Nowhere. If you keep listening to that voice, you're going to stay stuck in the same place forever. It's time to rise up and take control. That voice that tells you you're not capable, it's a liar. That voice is the voice of failure, of mediocrity, of people who never push themselves. You're not one of them. You're not some average person who settles for a mediocre life. You're a fucking powerhouse in the making, but that can't come to life if you keep allowing self-doubt to control you. You've got to recognize that every time you entertain negative self-talk, you're giving it power. You're inviting defeat into your mind. And if you do that often enough, it becomes your reality. Just to get ruthless with yourself. It's time to change the narrative. You need to completely eradicate self-doubt from your vocabulary. When those thoughts pop up, don't just let them linger. Don't just consider them. You crush them immediately. This isn't some gentle coddling process. This is about going to war with yourself, fighting for the future you deserve. Every single time that thought creeps up, you need to immediately replace it with something empowering. You don't say, maybe I can. You don't say, I'll try. You say, I can, I will, I do. There's no hesitation, no uncertainty. It's an absolute declaration of your power. And don't stop there. You need to repeat this to yourself until you believe it. Because right now, if you're like most people, you don't believe it. But that's the problem. Most people don't realize that your beliefs are just thoughts you keep repeating. They become so ingrained that you think they're true, but guess what? You get to choose what you believe. You don't have to accept self-doubt as your truth. You get to decide what you tell yourself. And when you start telling yourself that you can do something, you start shifting your mindset from one of limitation to one of limitless potential. You've been waiting for the right time, the perfect opportunity. Well, let me tell you something. There is no right time. There is no perfect moment. That's another excuse. You can wait forever, but nothing will change. So take this next 3 days, and every time that voice of doubt shows up, obliterate it. Every time you hear yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, push back harder with, I am more than good enough. Every time you think this is too hard, say, I was born for this. Every time you say, I can't, you say, I will. Here's the kicker. When you start treating yourself like a winner, when you start speaking to yourself like someone who's already succeeded, you'll start making decisions like a winner. You'll act like a winner. You'll begin to think like a winner. And everything around you will start to align with that belief. You have everything you need right now. You just need to stop holding yourself back. It's not about talent. It's not about being perfect. It's about the relentless belief in your ability to push through whatever comes your way. If you want to win, if you want to create massive success in your life, you need to stop doubting yourself. When you talk to yourself, make sure the words that come out are nothing short of powerful, empowering, and unstoppable. Your thoughts shape your reality, so let them be filled with certainty, strength, and the knowledge that nothing is beyond your reach. Listen closely. If you want to win, you've got to get real with yourself. You've been lying to yourself for too long and it's holding you back. You've been telling yourself you can't do this, you're not capable of that, or it's just too hard. But let me tell you something, those are just excuses. Just convenient stories you've been telling yourself to avoid facing the truth. The truth is, you are capable of so much more than you give yourself credit for. But first, you've got to stop pretending that you're not. You've got to own your weaknesses, your flaws, and your mistakes. The biggest mistake most people make is that they run from their problems, from their shortcomings. They try to cover them up with excuses or distractions, hoping that no one will notice. But guess what? You're not fooling anyone, especially not yourself. If you want to truly grow and level up, you've got to face the truth head on. You can't improve if you're living in denial. Denial is just a trap, a prison for your potential, and you've got to break free from that. It's time to stop making excuses and start taking ownership. When you look in the mirror, don't make the mistake of pretending everything's fine when it's not. Don't ignore the things that need to be fixed or the habits that are holding you back. Look at yourself with brutal honesty. Acknowledge where you've fallen short. Acknowledge the mistakes you've made and the failures that have come with them. But here's the thing. Failure isn't the problem. Not owning up to it is. You've got to take full responsibility for every decision you've made, good or bad, and use that knowledge to fuel your success. It's easy to blame other people or circumstances for where you are. It's easy to point the finger at your boss, your parents, your upbringing, or the economy. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for where you are in life. Own that. Accept that you're in control of your destiny. Yes, you've made mistakes. Yes, things haven't gone the way you planned. But that's the game. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is simple. They own it. They don't run from their failures, they learn from them. There's power in owning your shortcomings. When you stop pretending to be something you're not, you free yourself to actually become something greater. You stop wasting energy on protecting your ego and start investing it in growth. And let me tell you something, the moment you get brutally honest with yourself, the momentum shifts. You no longer waste time spinning your wheels, caught in a cycle of self-doubt and self-pity. Instead, you take immediate, no-nonsense action to correct course. This isn't about being perfect. This isn't about sugarcoating things to make yourself feel better. This is about getting real, holding yourself accountable, and then pushing forward with a sense of urgency and clarity. When you face your weaknesses head on, you take away their power. No more avoiding the tough conversations. No more pretending that the things you've been ignoring don't matter. They matter. And until you confront them, you'll remain stuck. So stand in front of the mirror and get serious. No more excuses, no more bullshit. The only thing standing between you and success is the story you keep telling yourself about who you are and what you can achieve. Change the story. Own it. And go out there and get what you deserve. Confidence is not some distant goal that you build piece by piece over time. It's a decision. Right now, at this very moment, you decide whether you're going to stand tall and command your destiny or whether you're going to let doubt and insecurity control you. That's the truth, and it's a hard pill for a lot of people to swallow. You're not born confident. You don't wake up one day magically feeling capable. Confidence is a choice, and it's the choice that separates the winners from the losers. So, let me make this crystal clear. Confidence is not a feeling. It's a mindset. You don't need a special event, a promotion, or a win to feel good about yourself. You don't need someone to validate you. You don't need to wait until you've achieved your goals to feel like you're worth something. Right now, in this moment, you can choose to be confident. You can choose to speak with authority, to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm capable, and mean it. Every word you say to yourself has power. So make sure you're speaking with that power. Every time you hesitate, every time you mumble or apologize for your own existence, you're surrendering to weakness. Don't let that happen. Not anymore. The moment you decide to speak with absolute confidence, everything changes. When you look at yourself, when you talk to yourself, you don't second guess. You don't say, well, I hope I can do this. No, you say, I will do this. You don't whisper, you don't apologize. You say it with authority, like you already know what you're capable of, because deep down you do. You know you're capable of far more than you've been giving yourself credit for. You know that success is within your reach if you stop waiting around for some magical sign. The only sign you need is the one that says, I am in control. I am in charge of my own future. You're not asking for permission because you don't need anyone's approval to succeed. You don't need the green light from some other person to go after what you want. You're not here to beg or plead for a seat at the table. You're here to build your own damn table and then take a seat at the head of it. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you'll realize that confidence isn't about waiting for things to happen to you. It's about going out and making things happen. You need to stop downplaying yourself. Stop pretending like you don't deserve what you want. This is your life. This is your future. And you're the one who decides how it unfolds. Speak to yourself like you already know you're going to succeed. Because guess what? You are. There's no space for doubt or hesitation when you speak with the kind of confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you're capable of. So stop apologizing for being ambitious. Stop minimizing your dreams. Own them. Speak them into existence. Command your future. Every word you speak to yourself must echo with power, certainty, and belief. When you do this, the universe will take notice. And it will begin to align with your energy. This isn't just about feeling good in the moment. This is about creating an identity for yourself that's impossible to break. When you speak with confidence, you're not just affirming your goals, you're solidifying your identity as someone who gets things done, someone who doesn't wait, someone who doesn't ask for permission, someone who demands success because it's their right. That is a power speaking with absolute confidence. It doesn't just change the way you feel about yourself, it changes the way the world perceives you. And when the world sees someone with unwavering belief in themselves, they start to listen. They start to respect you. They start to follow you. It all begins with one decision: to speak with absolute confidence. Every negative thought you have is an attack on your success, and it's a constant barrage that will chip away at your potential if you allow it. Let me make this crystal clear. Negative self-talk is a silent killer. It's subtle, it's insidious, and it's more dangerous than you realize. You're probably not even aware of how often you let these thoughts creep in. You tell yourself, I'm not good enough. I can't do this, or I'll never succeed. And what happens? You give that thought power, you entertain it, you let it sit there and fester. Every time you do that, you're sending a message to your subconscious that you're weak, that you're not capable, and that success is out of reach. Now think about this for a second. What would happen if you stopped letting these thoughts control you? What if every time that negativity shows up, you squashed it immediately? That's what I want you to do for the next 3 days. Every single time a negative thought comes in, I want you to catch it in the act. Don't wait. Don't let it slide. This is about breaking the pattern. It's about disrupting that mental cycle and taking control of your thoughts. The moment you start thinking you're not good enough or you're not capable, you cut it off and replace it with something powerful. Tell yourself, I am in control. I have the power to change this. I am capable of doing what it takes. When you replace those negative thoughts with empowering affirmations, you're not just changing your mindset. You're changing your entire reality. You can't afford to let those doubts take hold. You can't afford to entertain thoughts that limit you. They have no place in your life. You want to succeed, you've got to starve that negativity. You've got to actively challenge it every time it shows up. And guess what? The more you do this, the stronger you'll become. It's a muscle, and just like any muscle, it gets stronger the more you use it. But here's the trick. Don't just stop at the negative thought. You've got to take it one step further and replace it with something even stronger. You can't just tell yourself, I can do this, and expect everything to fall into place. You've got to believe it with every fiber of your being. You've got to know deep down in your soul that you are in control of your success. And you've got to remind yourself of that every single time doubt creeps in. Have the power to change this isn't just some nice mantra, it's the truth. You are the one who gets to decide what happens next. Your thoughts don't define you. You define your thoughts. So for the next 3 days, I want you to take this seriously. This isn't some fluffy advice. This is about taking charge of your destiny. Every time that negativity tries to creep in, you shut it down with authority. You replace it with something positive, something strong, something that propels you forward. And don't just do this once or twice, do it every single time. Make it a habit. Because the longer you entertain that negativity, the longer you're holding yourself back. This is your life we're talking about. You've got a future to create, and it starts with your thoughts. Do not let that negativity take root. It has no place in your mind. And if you keep this up, you'll notice the change. Your confidence will skyrocket. Your sense of power will grow. And success will start to feel inevitable. You want to know the real reason most people fail? It's because they never truly take ownership of their lives. They look around, waiting for something outside of themselves to change, thinking that maybe, just maybe, the right opportunity will knock on their door. They wait for luck to strike, or they blame timing or some external factor that's supposedly holding them back. Guess what? That's complete bullshit. The truth is, success is not a matter of luck. It's not about the circumstances or the hand you were dealt. Success starts with one thing, and it's something only you can control. Ownership. Let's get one thing straight right now. Life doesn't hand out freebies. There's no magic pill. No one's gonna swoop in and change your life for you. It doesn't matter if you come from money or you grew up with nothing. It doesn't matter if you have a college degree or if you dropped out of high school. What matters is this: do you take ownership of your life or not? Taking ownership means you stop blaming others for your failures. You stop using external factors as an excuse, the economy, your boss, your background. None of that matters unless you let it. Most people are stuck in the victim mentality. They look at their circumstances and think, if only this were different, then I could succeed. Well, guess what? Life doesn't give a damn about your excuses. You're responsible for how you show up every single day. You're responsible for the decisions you make and the actions you take. And when you take ownership of that, you'll realize that your future is entirely in your hands. From this moment on, when you speak to yourself, speak as if you are the creator of your destiny. Own every single aspect of your life. Don't wait for someone else to tell you what you're capable of. Don't wait for the perfect timing, because it doesn't exist. Opportunity doesn't just land in your lap. It's something you go out and seize. It's something you make happen. You take control and you own your future. Every time you talk to yourself, remind yourself that you're the one in the driver's seat. You're the one responsible for your actions, your decisions, your results. Don't ask for permission. Don't wait for the green light. Don't stand around hoping that things will get better. You are the one who has to make the change. You are the one who has to put in the work. And it's not about taking small steps either. It's about deciding right now that you are going to dominate. You will no longer allow yourself to be passive. You are an active participant in your own success, and you own it. Success doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you take massive action, because you choose every day to get up and execute no matter how tough it gets, because you own your thoughts, your mindset, your time, and your energy. You make decisions that propel you forward. You don't wait for things to come to you. You go out and get them. So stop asking for opportunity and start creating it. Don't sit around waiting for someone to notice your potential. Own it. Take responsibility for your future. Speak to yourself like a person who has the power to make things happen, because you do. You are the architect of your success, the creator of your reality, and when you finally step into that power and take ownership, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stop you. Feelings are the most unreliable thing you can lean on in life. You know it, I know it. One minute you're motivated, the next minute you're not. One day you feel like you're on top of the world, and the next you feel like everything's falling apart. But guess what? None of that matters. Emotions are like clouds in the sky. They shift, they change, they come and go. You can't control the weather, and you sure as hell can't control how you feel, but what you can control is what you do. If you allow your feelings to dictate your actions, you'll be forever stuck in the cycle of inconsistency and failure. One day you'll feel like pushing yourself to the limit, the next you'll feel like sitting on your ass and doing nothing. And then what happens? You fall behind, you lose momentum, you lose confidence. Feelings don't get you results, execution does. That's the reality of success. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect feeling, or the perfect condition. Success doesn't wait for you to feel ready. It doesn't care whether you feel inspired or not. It rewards those who get to work regardless of how they feel. That's why you need to stop asking yourself, how do I feel today? That's the wrong question. Ask yourself, what am I doing today? What action am I taking to move myself closer to my goals? I don't care if you feel tired, frustrated, or overwhelmed. None of that matters. What matters is whether or not you take action. Success comes from the consistent daily effort, the grind that never stops, the work that doesn't care about how you feel. Whether you're feeling high or low, the only thing that should matter to you is whether or not you're executing. You're not waiting for the stars to align. You're making your own path. You're doing the work even when it feels hard, even when it feels like you don't have the energy, even when you don't feel like it. For the next 72 hours, commit to stopping the emotional roller coaster and start affirming your actions. Say to yourself loud and clear, I am executing. I am moving forward. I am putting in the work. Your emotions might try to sway you, but you don't let them. You let your actions speak louder than any emotion ever could. Habit. If you make this a habit, you'll see the difference it makes. Imagine how much you could accomplish in just 3 days if you spent that time only focused on what you're doing, not how you feel. You'd move faster, get stronger, and build momentum. And that's the key, momentum. The more you act, the more you move forward, the more you'll build a snowball effect that accelerates you toward your success. Your feelings will catch up to your actions eventually, but they're irrelevant in the moment. What matters is getting up, doing the work, and making progress no matter what. The world doesn't reward you for how you feel. It rewards you for what you do. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. Start acting, and the feelings will follow. Don't let your emotions run the show. Be the one in control. Take action, execute relentlessly, and let your results speak for themselves. That's how you get ahead in this world. That's how you win. This is where the rubber meets the road. Too many of you are settling into comfort zones, thinking that once you reach a certain point, it's enough. That's the moment you start to slip. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. The minute you decide you're good enough, you've already lost. No one who ever achieved something extraordinary took a break, waited for the right moment, or rested in the process. You cannot afford to get comfortable. Every time you do, every time you let up, you open the door for complacency to creep in. Complacency is the killer of ambition. It's the feeling that you've done enough and that you can take it easy now. It's a trap. It's the same mindset that will keep you stuck, stagnant, and average. No one talks about how comfort kills dreams. No one talks about how the slow death of ambition starts with that first moment of comfort. If you want to win, if you want to build something real, something lasting, something that separates you from everyone else, you have to get rid of this idea that I can relax now, or I've earned a damn thing. The truth is, you've just started. And until you're standing at the top, until you've built something others can't touch, your work isn't done. Now, this is the critical part: being relentless. Relentless doesn't mean pushing for a few hours or days and then quitting when it's hard. No. It means making progress every single day, no matter what. It means getting up even when you're exhausted, when you're frustrated, and when every bone in your body is telling you to stop. Relentless is about refusing to accept anything less than your best. It's the kind of mentality that forces you to keep going even when the road is long, the obstacles are high, and the chances of failure seem overwhelming. It's knowing that no matter what happens, you're not stopping, not today, not ever. Being relentless is a choice. It's about making a decision every single day that you will do what's required to succeed. No excuses, no compromise. If you want to be great, you have to be obsessed with progress, and you can't allow anything to slow you down. Don't give yourself room to take shortcuts, to pause, to rationalize why it's okay to slack off. Real winners don't stop for comfort. They keep moving, even when they hit roadblocks, even when they don't see instant results. They trust the process. They trust that the hard work is the real reward. Unstoppable. That's the mindset you need to adopt. When you're unstoppable, you become a force to be reckoned with. No one can slow you down, no one can hold you back, and no one can convince you to quit. The world will try to drag you down, throw failures at you, test your resolve. But if you have the mindset of being unstoppable, nothing, absolutely nothing will be able to stand in your way. Every day, you need to tell yourself, I'm not quitting. I'm not slowing down. I'm unstoppable. Say it until you believe it. Say it until it becomes part of your DNA. And then live it. Your relentless pursuit, your refusal to give in, is the secret to everything. That's the kind of mindset that builds empires. That's the mindset that turns ordinary people into extraordinary forces. Don't be content. Don't be passive. Be relentless. Be unstoppable. And make sure that nothing, and I mean nothing, gets in your way. 7 days, that's all it takes to begin changing the way you talk to yourself. But the key is consistency. You keep this up day in and day out, and you'll never go back to that weak, lazy mindset again. Now, get out there, and let's see what happens when you talk to yourself like a winner. It's time to take control. It's time to execute. No more excuses.